period.
Yep.
Okay,
Supervisor, I mean, that's basically anybody that manages somebody.
okay,
Whether you're a department head, whether you're a supervisor, or you're a manager, or you're a chief.
yep,
Required employee training, it's pretty simple,
I mean, a lot of this ties into our, joint loss.
yeah, they should probably take a look at it too, so they're familiar with it as a whole.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it recommends it here as well, to have them review it. So at our next
A
meeting.
lot of this stuff is pretty cut and dry because it's pretty much governed by the laws and
Mhm.
the rules of DOL.
Yeah, I did check on, a couple things, I had Allison look at it, for her opinion. She had asked a question about, what was it? Second injury,
Yeah.
and I got response back from Primex, and they explained that that's part of our fees goes into that pool.
Yep.
And it's a requirement that that be held aside, so that, that's a standard, and then when I asked her about, FMLA, that also is a requirement where it's referenced in our personnel plan, so they tie into the different documents that we have, the joint loss, the personnel plan.
But second injury is kinda good because it gives you money back to help
Right,
pay
right.
for stuff, cause like,
Yep.
use me as an example, like, I broke my back years ago, I mean, if you know about that, and then I get a back injury.
Right,
you
it's, whether it's for existing employees or, new hire,
Yep.
if you, after you've given them the, employment offer,
Yep.
and they start to work for you, you can ask that
We actually
question.
have a form in the DOT for that, and say, here you go, fill it out, please.
Mhm. Yep.
So, so I mean, that's money back for us, that helps us out,
Right,
we're paying for it already. Page 9, you got a form number here, a couple of them that you,
okay, yeah, I missed that, I guess I'll have to look at those a little closer. Yep.
so on page 8 too.
That is an official, anything that has the HR safe would be,
Yeah, just do a search,
Yeah,
you plug in
search.
search and destroy on it.
Yep. I guess I missed those, yep.
Yeah, I think I looked at Russell and I didn't see any, so I kinda just,
I think that's it, I must have missed those 2 pages.
that's the one number 10 too, this one, second bullet, first bullet,
What page?
10,
Page 10?
first 2 bullets.
Page 10. Yeah, I got those,
And,
that is a
page
common
11
labor.
is on the one. EHS form log, sentence sheet basically.
That is, okay,
1, 2, well,
yes, second bullet from the bottom,
yeah,
there's the HR safe on the first bullet, 2 more bullets up, is there?
and then, yep, there's another one up there too. So, I would plan on adopting this until we get it reviewed by everybody.
Okay, so it's also, I'm okay to send it off to, Primex?
Joe?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Okay, and get,
Yeah.
something in
Yeah,
writing
have
from
them
them.
look at it.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then, if you want to have the town attorney take a gander at it too, just to put
Okay.
their blessing on it, because this is a pretty important document.
Yep.
I'll send it to Primex first.
Yeah, let them review.
And then, if they say it's good,
Yeah.
then I'll
And
forward it
go
to,
off to the attorney, yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Hopefully get it back here by the 8th, if not sooner.
Mhm.
Oh, that looks pretty good. But then we gotta just go through and train and get everybody up to speed on it.
Right,
Any questions or more
No.
suggestions?
No,
I'm good.
just draws in this, but may not make any sense if Primex makes changes.
Yeah, it makes some, but, hopefully we can pull it.
okay,
Chapter 674, that's for our purpose to read later.
yep,
pay job description, I didn't see that anywhere.
I've been so straight out busy, I just haven't had time to
Put that on the back burner.
continue yet.
Right. So, I think that's pretty much it, except for the mailbox.
Excellent.
I don't like this. I thought we were gonna have a huge night. Alright, Elliott Insurance Agency, Division of Stanhope Associates.
That was just
Mac Underwriters.
deposited yesterday, she's requesting,
Oh, this is for the,
food bank,
food bank.
yeah, is that food pantry?
Food pantry, yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha. So if you're looking for us to pay that again, now let's be,
Is that $1,000?
now it's 635. I think it's in our budget because we've got.
Yeah, it is, I think we put it in this account.
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
Questions on
No, I realize that we get more than our money's worth from it anyway, so.
Yeah, I did ask her for a report of,
Yeah,
assistance like she's done in the past, she said she would work on that.
absolutely, I mean, we should get that stuff anyway, I mean, we could have regular, I would almost say quarterly reports. Speaking of reports, I know we have a financial policy, investment policy,
Yeah,
and I have not to this day seen a report from the, or heard from the town treasurer on that. And there's spots in it for them to take and report to us on that on a regular
Okay.
basis. I mean, we get the policy, we might as well follow it, because,
I mean, even if it's just the report what
Yeah.
we've made in our, on our investments for the year to
Absolutely.
date, okay.
I mean, she doesn't like, she has to, you know, if she wants to come here and explain it, great, if she doesn't, it's
Okay,
fine, unless we have a lot of questions.
okay,
So you, if you wanna make sure,
Yep.
so she would pay,
so we're all set to pay that?
yeah.
Yep.
Just part of the budget, weird. Alright, David J. to Lean, September 15th, Board of Selectmen meeting, Woodway Road paving. Eileen, could you please post an agenda for the Board of Selectmen meeting on Thursday, September 15th? I would once again like to talk to the Selectmen about possibly paving Woodway Road, or at least get the town's assistance, drafting petition, warrant article to vote on. So,
He'll be coming before the board on the 15th.
yep, I assume Jeff's gonna be here that day too?
Yep, yeah, I copied that email into
Yeah, I
his
see
box, so I'm hoping he'll be here. Cause there's a few items there that he's asking for information on,
Yep.
you know, the length of the road, or the approximate, what, cost? or-
Yeah, well, I mean, before he pays it, I know he's gonna wanna take and do drainage and all that stuff and do it right, because we don't wanna just put asphalt on it and have it wash away after the first good
Yeah.
storm.
Yep,
And Waterway Road, I've seen over my course of time, going by there and finding it down onto Twist Hill Road.
yeah, you're right, yeah,
Does it wash out quite a bit?
It has in the past,
Yeah.
Jeff has done a pretty good job in the last few years fixing some of the drainage so it doesn't wash out, but if you get a real heavy torrential downpour, you'll
Yeah.
find the apron right there where it meets Twist Hill will end up encroaching on the Twist Hill, you know, into the travel lane.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
It's a problem.
And pavement would
Yeah,
stop
just-
some of it,
yeah.
but then again,
But
where's the
it'll-
water gonna go?
It'll wash underneath it too.
Yeah, or wash across, right across Twist Hill, and we end up with a river left.
Somebody else's yard.
Yeah, so we gotta do it right,
Yep.
but worth looking into. You already initialed it?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
saw that.
Speaking of Jeff, was he supposed to come today? thought
I
we
asked him for a report and
Yeah.
he didn't respond, so. I know, I heard from someone from the audience that they're doing a tremendous amount of work down in Great
They have
Barrington.
been hauling a lot of rock, I can tell you that. The
Yeah.
Trucks have been going
So
by
they've
my
been
house,
really
big
busy,
time.
so
Yeah,
I'm sure it's not on his priority, but I did
Yeah.
ask for an update.
yeah, there's been an awful lot of material
Well,
being
the bridge
hauled
is
down
also
that
gonna be a
road.
priority too, cause we've got,
Yeah,
cause if he needs help getting permits or something like that, he needs to let us know so we can take and, you know,
I'll talk to
whether
him
it's,
tomorrow.
you know, myself where I'm right there on Hazen Drive, going down, talking to those people, getting it done or whatnot, but we need to get that stuff ready to go so we can get it done. I know we have the borings done.
You are willing, I will let him know.
Absolutely. I know half the, you know, probably 2/3 of people are DES anyway, in one form or another. I'd be happy to go down there and chat with them and move it along if we can.
Okay,
Alright, we have another email from Tom Grillo to Lean regarding Fogg's Field. Oh, this
oh,
comes my
that was just
personal
an
email.
FYI,
Well then,
yeah,
I didn't read it, so
well, it's okay.
100%.
No,
Take it away.
the conservation folks are, just having some, haying done down on Fog Field. But in this, email, they mentioned, they're talking to someone about, spreading ash on the field. And I was just wondering if anybody had any concern, but there's been other emails since this one, and, you know, between all the conservation committee folks. And it sounds like, the ash is not an issue from what they're saying, but I didn't know if
Just
it's
regular
wrong.
wood ash,
Yeah,
you use it as fertilizer.
yeah, right, so, yeah, but they're, talking about having it mowed anyway, and I think there's somebody doing the fields next to Donna's house, and, that person, has been approached, I guess, to do, the fog fields as well.
The health conservation commission is supposed to do that like once or twice a year or something like that, aren't they?
They're trying to do it when they're not disrupting the hatching,
The nesting.
hatchlings down, the nestings. So
Mhm.
they're trying to do it before and after the nestings. So right now, I guess the nestings are done, so they would like to, do
Nestings
it
of
now.
what?
Some kind of birds, I
Oh.
don't
Yeah,
Birds.
bottle length or something
Yeah.
like that.
don't know, birds.
Gotcha.
So, anyway, I just wanted you guys to know about it, that's all.
I think this person that they're looking at is supposed to be doing it for free, right?
I think
Which is
so.
gonna save the the
Yeah, gonna
KTCA
save
some
them
money,
some money.
cause they have that 16,000 that they
Yeah.
got from the timber cut.
Yeah, and then they wanna reclaim, I guess they're trying to reclaim the field, to keep it a field, you know, and bring the hay back and keep the woody kind of growth from encroaching and
Mhm.
poison ivy and all this other stuff. So this is, I think they're
Cool.
attempted doing that and not having to spend a boatload of money to do it.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I mostly sent this around just for information,
Mhm.
that's all.
Gotcha. Speaking of that, did we get an email from Health and Human Services? Remember I,
It's in there.
no, is it?
You asked me to put it, to talk about it,
Yeah.
and I put a copy in there.
Where?
Is that your?
Is it, no, this is
I
all my
saw
stuff.
one the other day.
Yeah, it should be in there, but if it's not, I'll go check the basket, maybe we're in this it. TJ.
Grab it, where's everything? Okay.
Yep.
What are you doing that little? Continue, we got the NHMA, legislative policy conference, September 23rd. Anybody wanna go to it?
I'm doing the webinar on the 23rd.
Go
So,
with it.
there's one that, I think Lean signed up for it, so
Oh,
Is that September 23rd?
yes, right.
they got a whole, everybody scheduled everything on the 23rd. Cause you probably got the email from, is it, Energy Northeast?
Yeah,
or
energy
whatever.
something or other, yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah,
one's in
so-
Boston.
Yeah, I
That's
saw
That's
in
that.
2 days, I
Boston.
think we should make a motion to, go to that one.
Yeah.
You know what,
Have the town put
I've been
something
there
on
too
nice
many
hotel.
days in a row,
Yeah.
that I would hate to go to Boston. So you-
Yeah, me
Free to
either, I
go.
don't wanna go. That means crossing the border.
Alright, full proposals on, copy 7 full proposals have been submitted for a discussion and vote on policy comments. These full policies supplement the policy recommendation prepared through those committees which are mailed to each, we already got that, so this is different. Each member must vote as one vote at the policy conference. Each governing body is asked to appoint a voting delegate to cast an vote on the proposed policy proposal presented. We are sending a voting delegate card to the chief administrative officer of each municipality or governing body's chair if no issue makes staff. Return to us indicating the governing body's appointment for voting delegate. Okay. Town City of Dunbarton will be represented by blank as its official voting delegate. So are we sending anybody?
Fair, I don't think so.
You're not off that day?
I think I am, but I'm on vacation.
Uh-huh.
It's supposed to be if I don't cancel it.
I'm trying to think if there's something wrong. The only thing I know that's supposed to be is my grandson's supposed to be born on the 22nd,
There you go.
one of them. But as we know, that never follows.
Yeah.
Unless the schedule is right.
No, well, this is the due date, so it could be anytime till
Yeah.
anytime after, so.
Could be any time during the day too.
Yeah. Exactly.
I know
I
it.
don't know where it went, but it was there, so that's.
Was it there on, as in,
No, the only other item there was, utility values.
gotcha. So, actually, just 1 o'clock. So you're doing a webinar on the 23rd, you're on vacation the 23rd,
I think so.
you're doing a webinar on the 23rd, then. I'll see what I have going on, but if, I don't know if we wanna go. Make an appointment, make an appearance and vote on this stuff. What do you think, gentlemen? Should we go and participate?
If you get time to go.
It's up to you.
Alright, well, let me check my schedule, and I mean, we don't have to have this in immediately,
Is there a fee for that?
no.
Pretty.
Oh, do they pay you now?
No, they don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We pay our dues.
Do they give you lunch?
they may do that, I don't know, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. That's for sure. Starts at 9 o'clock, so hopefully they might have tea or coffee.
Coffee and continental breakfast.
So. Alright, let me check my schedule for the 28th, the 23rd, sorry.
I'll scan it to you. Would that
Yeah,
be
if you
helpful?
could, though, you could just remind me, and I'll check my schedule, and if need be, then if you guys are in agreement, then
Yeah,
I'll
Yeah,
go represent the
sure.
town.
Yep.
Okay. Last time we met, we had a, citizen concern regarding the, old blacksmith shop on the corner of Morris and Twist.
Yeah.
Police chief went and did a report, I don't know if you saw
I
it.
went the next morning myself, and
Mhm.
I gotta tell you, I didn't have any problem.
Yeah. My only concern is the safety more of anything, cause we got kids coming into the neighborhood now, we've got some more kids.
Oh, I realize it, but when you stop there,
Yeah.
you can see both ways,
Mhm.
fairly clear, and
Yeah.
worst case scenario, and I know, drivers are more aggressive now, and if you're a
Mhm.
defensive driver, you can stop at the stop sign, you can look both
Mhm.
ways, and even if you creep up a couple of feet,
Mhm.
you can see a lot further,
Yeah.
and there's room, and there is no problem, I don't know.
The biggest concern is actually on the right side, cause they come over that hill, and as soon as they cross that hill, they're right there on, almost
Yeah,
on
they're
top
on-
of you.
Yeah.
Which street is that on?
Morris and Twist.
Yeah.
So, they say my biggest concern more for the blacksmith shop is safety, cause I know we have kids coming into the neighborhood now. The Layton's house just got sold, and I've got a couple of grammar school age kids, and such, my granddaughter is getting older, grandkids, so. I know when I was a kid, we used to be in there all the time.
Well, it is tempting.
It is, and it's been cleaned out too, I happened to look, drove by and I saw it, and looked at, someone's been in there cleaning it out, so. They say they wanna take and touch base with the owners and see what they wanna do with that.
Send them a letter?
Yeah, only because like I say, more, I don't know for, so much for like I say, traffic safety, but public safety, personal safety.
Yeah.
If something goes haywire with those bricks on the chimney fall or something like that, if there's a kid in there, it's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, so, it wasn't all that safe when I was there, back 40 years ago.
Explains it.
Yeah.
I'll have to reach out to Posca too, because I know if I contact the owners of the property, the land beneath it,
Well, I think when they bought the land, it came with it,
I think so too.
you know.
How that
Maybe we need to
if I
research
ask,
this.
if I get permission from them and they say by all means take it down, then I could send a follow-up letter to Posca and say, hey,
Well, there might be some stuff still in there, the historical.
Historical people might want, yeah.
See if they're agreeable to that, I thought there was supposed to be a belt system in there still, as in.
alright, I'll start with the letter to the owners, see if I get their blessing,
Yeah.
and then I'll communicate to the
Yeah.
historical society.
Yep.
It doesn't have to happen overnight, but I mean, it's falling down, it's gotten a lot worse.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Bless you. Who's up to it?
Thank you.
We got an email from Amanda Cosser from the State of New Hampshire Biomonitoring Program.
Oh, yeah, I saw
I
that.
don't know if you guys saw that, it's part of the, taking and, working with the residents of the town on a public health project that looks at well water and health, and would like to meet with us first, so I wanted to just have it out here tonight to see if you guys are,
They talked about that last night,
yeah,
they're not only gonna do your well water, but they also do your urine samples, to make sure you haven't
yeah.
taken
Really?
something in, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
Who's gonna do the work with that?
Hmm?
They said they wanna see the town first?
They wanna come
Yeah,
here, they wanna talk
Yeah,
to
talk
us,
to you
that's,
guys?
yes.
Okay.
That's why we wanted it on the agenda, so we can,
Yep.
you know, either say thanks, but no thanks, or thanks, come on in and see us.
Okay.
I think we should talk to them.
I just wanna get
Yeah.
consensus, you guys.
Yeah.
Alright, so, it came to all of us, so I am, whether, Lean or myself to do it?
I can forward it to them. I can, to invite them, I'll look at my schedule.
Yeah, cause you know what our schedule is.
Yep.
So. Yeah, just a quick response saying, yeah, please come on in and see us.
Okay.
Do you mind if I see what things would just put the exact name?
Yep. I think that's the end of our mailbox. Yeehaw. So, that being said, we're on the table.
Yeah, I'm good.
Let's start a lean,
Um,
we're going this way.
Okay.
I didn't grab the, spreadsheet that I left in your basket, but it's the report from Skip Sansucci on the utility values. And, basically, with the decreases, there was one substantial increase, overall for 2015's revenue increase was where we would pick up additional new building permits, new value that would help, bring revenue in for our taxes. The utility revenue is only gonna go up $2,100, so in essence, it's a flat year for the, utility side of it. On the residential side, after all abatements have been, all residential abatements have been, finalized, we still have a few of the utilities out there pending, but, we have 1.3 million in new assessment value that will be applying to the tax warrant and, our MS1
Nice.
totals for, setting the tax rate.
Oh, that'll be helpful.
Every little bit helps. Yeah, I've seen bigger years, but anything over a million is always, you know.
Well, once they start building down there at, Overland Estates.
That's gonna be a really, really good turnout because all those properties are in current use.
Mhm.
So we're looking at 22 current use penalties,
It doesn't
maybe,
come out of current use until they get a building permit, right?
correct, or, yeah,
So they gotta get the road finished first.
yeah,
No, we have to accept.
they're moving pretty quick
Yeah.
though.
Now, when we have the public meeting on the 8th regarding those properties for the, you know, that's, we just talked about tonight,
Mhm.
are they gonna also have the deeds for the right of way for the road? We're gonna own that too?
Hopefully they'll have the final plan at the workshop, which is the day before,
Right.
final deed, which is gonna be drafted up and
Oh,
reviewed by
well,
town
two
attorney.
deeds, right?
Yeah, roadbed deed and then the open space easement deed,
Yep.
and they've already submitted the, security bond, based on the planning
650
board.
million, 1,000.
650,000, yeah, based on that, the discussion of, at your last planning board meeting, so,
Good.
they're moving pretty quick, they wanna get this filed so that they can start selling.
And the bond is in case they go building up on the
Yeah.
road, so we can finish it. That's what the estimate is, to finish it right now. And actually, from some of the discussion, I think they're a little further advanced that it probably would, hopefully wouldn't even take that much, 650.
Right, right.
We will, you know, there's contingency in there just in case.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
good. So it looks like they're moving pretty good and
Yeah.
they're in pretty good shape.
I looked at some of that bond list that they had provided for us, and they covered pretty much just about everything,
Yeah.
including things that sometimes get missed, like monuments.
Mhm.
They've got $12,000 set aside for that, so that they get, like in the case of the Conservation Commission, they wanna mark that
Mhm.
conservation area, well, those monuments also have to be there all around, so
Mhm.
it should help them be able to mark that other area pretty easily.
Cool. I'll wait till I get here. Anyway, anything else?
No, finally, I expect to get the, financials next week. I'll be on vacation, but, I'll see if you can forward it to Jo Marie, so she can forward it to the board for
Mullins.
review. Mullins and Heath, yeah. And that will be followed by, management letter and, exit conference, so we're
Yeah,
looking
I
at,
won't see it until what, September, October usually,
I
right?
would say before the end of September, yeah. And then shortly thereafter, we'll be setting tax rate, so.
And it all begins again.
Yes, it does.
Anything for the order, my friend?
No, I'm fine.
Anything, my friend?
Just a couple of things. One is that, you know, I unfortunately, we don't have a report from Jeff. But if
Yes.
he needs someone to reach out, I think it's Carol Henderson with the Fish and Game, which I would reach out to.
Carol Henderson?
I think that's the person in charge of, you know, if you have some kind of wildlife or plant growth or
The
whatever
fishes and
it
the
is.
turtles.
Yeah,
She's with the Fish and Game
she's
Department?
with the Fish and Game. You know, I don't know if he wants someone to reach out, I wouldn't mind doing it. Heritage Commission, I think I have her name in the trunk, I've got it at home anyways,
Yeah.
but.
I'll
That's a
reiterate,
different person too, because he needs, to make sure there's no,
Mhm.
I mean, they can't tell, to be real honest, I don't think they're gonna try to stop him till he finds something, cause that's when they usually get involved,
Yeah.
you know, so. But anyways, I'd like to see that move along, just like everybody else would like
Yeah,
to see it,
okay.
put it to bed. That's number one. The second one, I just wanted to clarify, when I was talking about the building last week, I was talking about the ceiling joists, to the roof rafters, to the purlins, and what has to be done in that area to strengthen the roof so it can hold slate. And the rest of the building, I think it's only fair that the town weigh in if we have to do
Right.
anything, which we may not, but the town should weigh in on a warrant article to do that if that's the case.
Doing the headers over the doors.
To
and
be
stuff
real
like that.
honest, and I said this to Lean, when I did that room in the back, and I had that exposed, I never thought of looking to see what size beam was there.
Oh, that's right. You were there, weren't you?
Right on
Outside.
that wall, yeah.
So, shame on me, cause I didn't pay attention to it,
Mm.
but you're not looking for that when you're doing
You
that.
didn't take any pictures of that work?
No, I
No.
didn't. Just doing work was enough, taking pictures.
You have a cell phone, just click.
So,
Um,
so I think that's all I've got.
all I got right now is, I know, this Overlook Estates has been a big project that we haven't had in a while in the town. We used to have them on a regular basis, but just wanna bring, as planning board, liaison to the select board, that the, planning board's been doing a great job. Specifically Ken and George, really have pulled together and did a lot of work, did one share of it, so. Hopefully we can give them our appreciation for the job well done, getting it to this point. Did a great job. That's all I have to say.
I guess one more for the record, I did post the plans up on the website with a small memo. I've already gotten 2 calls, I plan on reaching out to the ones that have already given us the original quote, to re-quote, just the attic, see what comes back. So,
Right.
really hectic.
To be real honest, the worst that can happen is a little bit of settling. And, then you would have to expend some money to take care of it, and you can take care of that with jacks.
Yes, yeah. And for the record, because Woody's here, he's been on leave for a little bit, but, last week, transfer station had contacted me saying that they had sprung a leak in the compactor, I think you might have heard about it. The gentleman that we have on, like, retainer, or that we contact to do, that's local, was able to go out there and solder it, and he's gonna get.
Well,
Right.
Whatever.
Well, yeah, weld it, and, so it's currently working, functional, but he's gonna give us, some quotes for a rebuilt and then a new part. Nothing yet, no, nothing yet, so. I saw Brad today, he said that he had seen him earlier in the day, and that, he has most of the quote for the rebuilt, and that he's just waiting to get a serial number, which he can't, that's why he stopped by, to get a serial number so he can get a price on a new part,
Yeah.
so.
I know when I stopped last Saturday that, Brad said the weld was holding and everything's going good, he's babying it, but, everything's working.
Yep.
That's great, good job, man.
Yeah,
All around for everybody,
Yeah,
getting,
everybody.
keeping us up and running.
yeah, they're doing a great job over there, I'm very pleased
Oh,
with them.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Stepping up to the plate, help out.
All right, if there's someone else coming, we'll open
You
public
can
comment.
better not come
I
back.
just had any public comment, so,
Oh, okay.
no. Alright,
Well, I'm just saying, it doesn't sound like you even need Woody. No, I have nothing else to say.
Just remember, he's the one that said that, not us.
No, I was basing it on how well things are going, that he's
I
not
know
there.
I know the intent, but still, you said that, we didn't. Woody? Anything? John?
Question.
Yeah.
First off, I'm here to,
Check
check,
up.
just get a better feel of that before I contact the,
Okay, good.
contractor.
I sent him that email, cause we walked through there a couple weeks ago,
Oh,
and we
2 weeks ago.
were
I know.
touching the pole.
We're
and it
on- yeah,
wasn't
we're
turning
on the
I mean,
on.
we're sitting there doing this kind of stuff with
Yeah.
full, and it was, I had to walk almost right up to the edge of the driveway.
Yeah,
Or the pond.
our meeting over there went out, and Tom walked across the
I'll
common
go home and
Yeah.
drink.
and around the back of his truck, got in his truck, and he backed his truck up, and then it went on.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah,
same
it's not,
here.
it's not very
So-
sensitive.
Yeah,
Well, those are a little bit tricky. It's a 180-degree range, but there's a height to that range.
Yeah.
And that is mounted up pretty high.
to the sky,
Yeah,
it's pointing to the sky, I think.
And so I just wanna learn a little bit more about it, so when I do call him,
Yeah.
it's from a point of knowledge, so hopefully he only comes once, you
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
It's getting darker sooner, so the sooner the better, we can
Right.
get that, I think would be best for
And I
everybody.
walked out of the meeting over there and said, dark out.
Yeah,
And the other thing is the question,
but the sign,
oh, that also. Did
well, I'll
you,
talk to you about that after,
okay.
after the meeting, if you're gonna be around.
I'll be
Are we
right.
going in non-public?
I don't know.
He, I
Are
don't,
we
I
going
don't have,
non-public?
I don't
No?
know.
Oh,
I'm hoping Woody's
You
here to
don't
see
need
me,
anything,
but,
what do you do? You don't need to talk to us, right?
Only other thing was that, just to save you writing me an email, whatever on it, is that, the, electricity, quote guy, Matt, what's his name? From, Standard Power of
yeah,
America.
yeah,
Did you ask that tonight, or?
no, I didn't
Okay.
bring it up, I'm not interested until you get enough information and there's a
Right,
gentleman
well-
that's soliciting the town to, get us to purchase electricity through another vendor. You know, that savings from the
Yeah.
kilowatts.
Not a fan.
And
And I explained that to him, I said, we did it, we approached this, we have an energy committee that looked into it extensively, and the end result was that we decided not to, and I think it paid off in the end.
well, he is still writing me emails about, can he have that account information and whatnot,
Yeah.
that I don't feel free to give him those.
See you looking for?
He wants to do an analysis of
Yeah.
our electric use, and then,
Public information, how much we
Yeah.
paid and everything.
What I sent him because I have access to the account
Yep.
because of monitoring the energy and all that kind of stuff. I sent him 1 year's usage for all the buildings.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, but he still wants all of the account data from the bills and whatnot.
The account data is, I guess I'm not following, what do you mean, what kind of data is he looking for as account data?
The actual account numbers, and then there
No,
are
no,
two other pieces.
That's
that
not public
for-
information, we
and
don't want them in there.
Also, I went out onto their site and went to the drop down that page where you get they will give you a quote, and the form to fill out doesn't mention any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I am reluctant in this age to give out account information.
No,
But-
that's,
I don't see a problem with the usage and
Yeah.
like Brian says, it's public information on how much.
you know, how
But
many
as far as the
kilowatts, I
economy
mean, how
goes-
much money we spent, how many kilowatts, but I mean, you know,
Yeah.
per building, that's fine, but I mean, the exact count numbers, no way in hell, that, you know, they.
It's like giving me a credit card.
Exactly.
It's,
Next thing you know, you're changing power companies and you had nothing to do with it.
it isn't exactly, but the people who hack have gotten so professional, they
Yeah.
can, with one number, they can sometimes see, they wanna have access to our Eversource account.
Yeah,
No
no.
way.
Next thing you know, they're changing your account from
You know,
Eversource.
people that need to have that
something
as a town personnel that are doing the bill
Yeah,
paying
they
and
don't
such
need
like that.
Right.
Or yourself as the energy committee.
But that information, I don't even write that down. All I'm looking for, and all I was ever supposed to be looking for was the, usage.
Yeah, I mean, he gets the public information part, but for as any other personal, you know, identifying numbers, account numbers, I would, you know, what's your thoughts, Bob? I mean, you weigh in here too.
Well, no, I don't have to weigh in, I mean, you've already explained that you don't want your account numbers there.
Okay, so I will contact him and say, if you're interested in doing something, use the figures I gave you, but you cannot have the other information.
Yep.
And the other piece of that is, they are more like brokers, you know, there are 4, 5, or 6 of these alternate suppliers. This outfit brokers that, so they're gonna be taking a fee, so I'm thinking, what are they doing that we couldn't do by going out to quotes for the other 5 if we wanted to?
Yeah.
So,
If we had somebody internally that wants to take that upon themselves, yeah, we can do it ourselves. But
Yeah, my experience with one of those things is you gotta be on them like every 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
otherwise the deal closes, the next thing your electric rate doubles.
Yeah.
Cause that happened to me, I got caught up in that.
did you?
Well, the other thing too is under their agreement, if you went through the whole thing,
Yeah.
cause I did it the first time, I got reached by, was it New England Power or something like that, that
Yeah.
keeps sending stuff out.
Yep.
They, can sell you that power, but they can decide to cancel you after 30 days. You're out there floating,
Oh my
cause they
god,
only have to keep you 30
and
days.
then you have to get the, sign up fee from the other utility.
Now,
company.
you can't let them go unless you own them for 6 months.
Right.
If you
Mhm.
read
They
through
didn't
that
dump
thing,
Ah,
you gotta keep them for 6 months, but if something happens, they're not making money, they let you go in 30 days.
Yeah, I don't see any equity in that, you know,
Mm.
equality.
I mean,
And they don't own the transmission line, so the part of your energy bill isn't even the transmission line, it's just the energy
it's a
itself.
portion.
Exactly.
Right, so the savings wasn't that great.
Right,
No.
right, it'll, at the time, it would save you up to 2 cents per kilowatt
Yeah.
hour, but all the other charges.
Yeah, well, yeah, it didn't even make a difference, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You thought you were gonna save a lot of money?
Yeah.
No.
All right, so, just to be polite or whatever with them, can I say,
We're not interested?
well, say either, we don't wanna explore this any further with you,
Yeah.
or say, if you wanna give us a quote based on the information you were given.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so, that's just.
That's entirely up to you how much you wanna play with this guy. If you wanna take him, go that route of asking for a quote, and great. If you don't want him, just say thanks but no thanks, that's fine by us too.
As a member of the energy committee, I can speak for like this building here. The retrofit on the lighting dropped the electric bill 25%, and it's been that way year after year after
Mm.
year.
That's
Good.
more, that's
So,
more to what we wanna do.
you know, using less,
Mhm.
Yep,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
I
bigger
put
bang
enough
for your
time.
buck right there.
Yeah, yep.
Put enough
Yep.
time.
Anybody have anything else before we close the meeting?
No,
Nothing, we don't wanna do, there's no non-public, right, or anything like that, you're all set?
No.
Good.
good.
Then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a motion,
Seconded.
you got a second? All
Aye.
those in favor?
I
Aye, aye, aye.
Oh,
John, you